So we just walked away from another real estate deal here in Portugal because of the buildings here. What I want to talk about are the 5 types of buildings that you should avoid buying an apartment in Lisbon. If you are planning on buying a condo or an apartment within one of these buildings here in Lisbon, Portugal, you are gonna wanna watch this video and proceed with caution. Hey guys, it's Amon from Our Rich Journey, and today I'm talking about buying apartments in Lisbon. So for some context, we have been living in Portugal for the past 5 years. And over these 5 years, we have purchased 3 different properties, all standalone houses, big houses, small houses, and tiny itty bitty houses. But we have never bought an apartment. But since we've moved back to Lisbon, we have been looking hard at buying an apartment within the city center. And it has been a tremendous challenge. We have discovered so many problems that we have had to walk away from so many apartments. But after all of this, we are almost there. I'm not gonna say everything right now, but we are almost there. But as we've gone through this process, we have observed and learned a lot about the properties here in Portugal. In particular, the conditions of the buildings that a lot of these apartments that are for sale are within. And so I want to go from 1 to 5 and identify the types of buildings that you should avoid buying apartments within. The first, and this is probably going to surprise a lot of people, the first are the new construction buildings that have recently been completed. If you are looking at buying an apartment in a recently completed new construction building, you're gonna wanna look very hard at this. You see, the problem with buying an apartment in a recently completed new construction building is that if you are buying it now, you are likely one of the last people to buy an apartment within that building. And this is a problem because of the amount of flipping that is taking place with new construction. You see, one of the biggest investments in Portugal is real estate. Lots of Portuguese love to invest in real estate, much more than, let's say, the stock market or in other businesses. They prefer to invest in real estate. And what has happened over the past 4 or 5 years is that lots of people have been buying new construction before it was even built, when it was in the plan phase. And they bought it with the intent of flipping it once the construction was complete. Well, what has happened is that you will drive around Lisbon and you will see that there are lots of apartment buildings that are empty. No one is living in these apartment buildings. In fact, I have been to buildings where there are well over 100 units in the building. But when you drive by at night, you only see 5 or 6, maybe 10 lights on in the entire building. The rest of the building, like 80% of the building, is empty. And the problem being the last person to buy in these types of developments is that there have been people that made their purchase years ago when they were buying at the lowest absolute prices. And so now, once the building is complete, likely soon after you buy your unit, you are going to realize that many more units are going to be up for resale. And those resale prices are going to start to compete with one another, especially in the larger buildings where the stock is pretty much the same. And the only way that these units are going to be able to differentiate themselves from one another is by lowering the price. And so what we have seen in new buildings is that we have seen the last units sell for 2 or sometimes 3 times the price as the first people that first bought into that building. And so the danger with buying in these types of buildings is that when all of these new construction house flippers start to sell their units, they will start to lower the price. And depending on when you bought in that building, you could start to see the equity of your home start to go down. And so this should be a huge concern if you are looking at new construction, especially in very big developments. Now, with that said, I'm not saying avoid new construction altogether. I'm saying Make sure you're not buying a building that is not owned primarily by investors who plan on flipping the new construction. The next type of building you should avoid buying into are the buildings that are unkept, where you can see the maintenance on this building over the years hasn't been kept up to par. Now, this is a real problem in Lisbon, and it's something that is relatively easy to identify when you first look at a building or when you walk into a building. Now, you may be looking at a particular unit in the building, and the interior unit may have been recently renovated. It may look absolutely fabulous. But as soon as you leave your unit, you notice the hallways are very raggedy. There's a funky smell. Paint is peeling. And as you get outside the building, you realize that things may be even falling off the building. The paint hasn't been done in decades. These types of buildings, in our opinion, are ticking time bombs. The deferred maintenance has gone on for so long that really these buildings may be on their last leg. And so if you are looking at buying in an older building, it is so important to look at the overall maintenance of the building, because there could be structural issues, plumbing issues, electrical issues, and so many things that you can't even see with the naked eye. Now, we have looked at buying in buildings like this, and as we start to do our investigation and we pull up the minutes from the Homeowners Association, we can see that their financial statement isn't in order, and the issues that the HOA has been arguing over for years and years still has not been resolved. And there's something very different about homeowners associations here in Portugal compared to the ones in the US, especially how they manage their finances. You see, there are homeowners associations in the US where your HOA is high. The HOA has a healthy reserve of funds that they use to take on major repairs or expenditures to the building. Well, that's not the case here in Portugal. When you start to look at the financials of some of the really old condominiums here or old apartment buildings, you will see that their HOA is very, very low, maybe less than $100 a month. Some are as low as $50 a month. But you will also recognize that these homeowners associations, they don't have any money in their reserves. So should something big need to be done to that building, the association doesn't have the money already to make those payments. And so what usually happens is that the homeowners all have to agree on making big expenditures. And unfortunately, getting that agreement rarely happens as much as it should. And so this is why there are so many old buildings, old apartment buildings in Lisbon that look like they haven't had maintenance in years, because the homeowners have not been able to agree on putting more money into the building. Another note about buying into older buildings, and something that you should definitely recognize: if you are the newest buyer in the oldest building, you are more than likely paying the highest price for your unit than everyone else in that building. More than likely, your neighbors may have no mortgages at all, or their mortgages may be a couple of $100s a month because they bought so long ago. And I say this because your income compared to your neighbor's income may be at a different place because you are able to buy that $1 million apartment. Now, with that said, keep in mind that it also may mean that you are in a different financial situation and may be willing to make those expenditures to improve the building, but your neighbors may not be willing to do that or may not be capable of doing that. And so there is definitely going to be some conflict when you go into an older building. The next type of building you want to avoid are the buildings that don't have elevators, especially if your unit is on a higher floor. Now, we just talked about avoiding some of the older buildings, but there are older buildings that are in great shape, but they still don't have an elevator. And not having an elevator here in Portugal is going to be an issue at some point or another. You are either going to grow tired of going up 5 flights of stairs, or if you ever try to go to resell or rent your unit, you will have a very hard time doing it, because most people do not want to live in a high floor building without an elevator. Now, I can tell you guys a lot of stories about when we encountered buildings like this. We would go see a building, and On the documents, the building wouldn't indicate anything about not having or having an elevator. But we would get there and realize, wait, there's no elevator in this building, and this unit is on the 5th floor. Real estate agents are infamous for saying, oh, it's easy for them to put an elevator in here. There's a shaft here. There's an area in the hallway. You can just talk to the HOA and they'll put an elevator in it. Well, this goes back to everyone in the building must agree to put an elevator in that's really only going to benefit the people on the higher floors. So be careful about this particular promise that you will often hear when you go to visit a building with no elevator. The next type of building to avoid are the buildings that have Airbnbs or short-term rentals in them. Unfortunately, these buildings are not the most quiet, not the most sanctuous places to live in. You have a lot of transients, and there's just a tension in these buildings that I think is something that I would not want to live in. And you have to really be careful because 1 or 2 Airbnbs in the building may not be an issue. But the buildings that are riddled with Airbnbs, those are the problem ones. Because there are some buildings where the Airbnbs outnumber the permanent residents, and that's when it's a problem. The next type of building you want to try to avoid are the buildings that are right next to a building that is under construction or under major renovation. Unfortunately, renovations and new constructions can go on for years. In fact, we have witnessed this firsthand. When we first moved to Lisbon, we lived on a street that a couple of buildings down, there was a new building going up. And for at least 5 years, the neighbors of that building were having to deal with dust, noise, traffic, all of these nuisances that are still going on till this day. I mean, at some point or another, the construction has to end. But if you have the option of picking a building that is not going to be next to another project, you should try to avoid those types of situations. And so something that you should do is if you are looking at a building and you notice that the buildings next to it are old, abandoned, dilapidated, those buildings that are on either side of you, those buildings could potentially be renovated, torn down, and rebuilt again. And so that is something that you should keep in mind, is that when you are buying a building, look at your neighbors, because the construction activity that happens with your neighbors, because buildings are so close together, they will definitely affect you, and they could affect you for years. And the last type of building to avoid buying in are the buildings that are next to a nuisance. And now, I'm an urban planner, and so this term nuisance is kind of a technical urban planning term. But a nuisance is something that is going to cause a smell, a sound, a political issue, radiation, anything that is going to negatively impact your use of your building or your apartment. If it is adjacent to you, that is a nuisance. And so here in Portugal, some of the nuisances that you really have to be aware of are bars, railroad tracks, embassies, all of these things that at any given moment can create some sort of drama around you. And a really good way to identify nuisances are to visit the building that you are interested in at various times. Because sometimes nuisances will appear in the middle of the night, in the early morning, or in the middle of the day, at any given time. So it's important to visit these spaces. I'll give you an example of what I mean. There are some parts of Portugal that are just so beautiful and old. They have so much character in the daytime. At night, it's a party. It's a club. You have thousands of people walking in front of your building, smoking, drinking, and carrying on all night long. But you would not have noticed that unless you would have visited the building you are planning on buying at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so it's really important to recognize that not all nuisances are easily observed. Sometimes you have to do more research than visiting it during a couple of open houses. And so those are the types of buildings that you should avoid buying in if you are looking at buying an apartment here in Lisbon, Portugal. we are so close to sharing some news with you guys. But until then, that's all I'm going to say is be on the lookout for something. And if you guys want to keep up with our real estate journey, make sure you subscribe to our channel and also follow us on Instagram. And as usual, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.